We are saying the Buganda Agreement of 1900 was signed between the British and the Baganda. The British were represented by a man called Sir Johnston. Then Daudi Chwa, the king of Uganda by the time, was represented by Sapolo Kagwa, Zakaria Kisingili, and Stanislas Mugwanya. Of course, this represented a younger Kabaka by the time. So in this kind of arrangement, we need to know the key reasons that led to the signing of the Buganda Agreement. After knowing that, of course, it was between the British and the Baganda, we needed to know why it was signed. Number one, to formalize the British position and the British control of Uganda and Uganda. In other words, the British wanted to make their control of Uganda formal. The Baganda were going to sign and endorse that they accepted to be controlled by the what? By the British. Then to ease the administration of Uganda and Uganda. We are saying the administration of Uganda and Uganda had to be easy. In this agreement, they had to show how the British were going to administer what? Buganda and Uganda. Another key aspect to solve the religious wars in Uganda. Another key reason why the Buganda Agreement was signed was to solve the religious wars in Uganda. In Uganda, there were what we call religious what? Religious wars. In this kind of arrangement, I can say the Christians, the traditionalists, and the Muslims were conflicting with one another. Since they were conflicting, they had to sit in the agreement. The British in that agreement were meant to agree on how to solve the religious conflicts among the three groups: traditionalists, Christians, and the Muslims, to reduce the powers of the Kabaka over land, taxation, and trade. Let me tell you, the Kabaka had so many powers over land, taxation, and everything. By this time, the agreement was signed to reduce on the powers of the Kabaka of Buganda. Let me tell you something. The powers of the Kabaka of Buganda had to be reduced because in this agreement, the Kabaka had to accept that Buganda was part of what? Uganda. And of course, the British were the controllers. Another one, the Berlin Conference of 1884 led to the signing of the Buganda Agreement. What happened in Berlin? There was a man called Otto von Bismarck. Bismarck called the Berlin Conference where he wanted the European powers to share Africa as if they were sharing a piece of cake. But what happened in Berlin? By this time in Berlin, among the resolutions that were discussed was that if you control a country, you must agree with those people you do what? You are controlling. That's why they had to sign the Buganda Agreement. Because the Baganda had to be taken also as stakeholders in their own what? Country. That's why the British had to sit with them to sign and what? To sign and what? Agreement. Another one, Britain was looking for a platform for conquering other parts of Uganda. The British were very strategic. They had to sign an agreement with the Baganda to act as a platform to extend their rule to other parts of what? Uganda. Because the British knew after conquering the Baganda, other areas, it was going to be what? Easy. Since the Baganda were the one in the central region, Britain aimed at using Baganda as agents of colonialism. Let me tell you, the British wanted to use the Baganda as agents of what? Colonialism. In other words, the Baganda were going to be used to conquer other what? Other areas. That's why the agreement was signed. Another one, Buganda accepted to sign because it expected military support from the British. The Baganda expected military support from the British. Signing an agreement with the Baganda could mean that the British at least were respecting the what? The Baganda. And by this time, the Baganda wanted military assistance. Then, the Baganda expected political offices in the new British government. One of the reasons why the Baganda accepted to sign this agreement, they expected the political what? Offices in the new government. Because by this time, the Baganda were going to be favored more than other what? Other tribes. Since the British decided to sign an agreement with the what? With the Baganda. So friends, you need to know the key reasons that influenced the signing of the Uganda agreement. The key players we had, of course, Daudi Chwa was represented by Sir Apollo Kagwa, Zakaria Singili, and Stanislaus Mugwanya. Then the British by, of course, Sir Harry Johnston. These ones were prominent citizens in signing the Uganda